Hey guys, how you all doing? Today I will be talking about my experience with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Now, why should you be watching this video? I'm sure a lot of you are looking to buy a new phone. Now, if you're considering getting an Apple iPhone 11 Pro Max or even the 12 Pro Max, trust me, you should watch this video. I'm going to be talking about my experience. Today is 8th December 2020. I've had my phone for since November last year. So since November 1 of 2019 till now, I have used this phone, and for 95% of it, it has been my primary phone. After using this phone, I realized that I completely stopped using my secondary phone. But just so you know, my secondary phone is a Samsung Galaxy S20. My primary phone is this iPhone 11 Pro Max, which I've had for a year and almost 13 months and a week or two. So let's get into it. Let me just talk about things which I really care about first in a phone. So the one thing I really care about is battery life. Now I get a lot of phone calls every day, and it can get difficult if you don't have good battery, right? You need to have good battery on your phone. So from that aspect, the battery life has been pretty consistently good, but I must also add that with iOS 14, I'm seeing a major drop in the battery. I think it lasts about 2 hours or 3 hours less with iOS 14. So what do? I'm running iOS 14.2 right now, and like I said, my battery has been not performing well. If I go into the battery page, where you can check the health, I have optimized battery, which is on. What optimized battery does is that it understands how you actually use your phone and charge your phone. And on the basis of your habits, it slows down the charging if you're charging it overnight, especially. I don't care, man. All right. The other thing is my maximum capacity right now is just 86%. Technically, every month the battery health has dropped by 1%. Now this is a major gripe. It is a peeve. I don't like it. Man, I'm spending a whole lot of money on this phone, and why should it actually do that? So what did I do? I went ahead and got Apple Health, Apple Care. Sorry, I got 1 year extension of the Apple Care, so it's still in warranty till about November of 2021. If the battery goes below 80%, I'm told that they will replace the battery. So I paid about 4,500 rupees for that, and that way I'm guaranteed that if my battery does drop, I can then change it and get a feel of a new phone. So battery is right now I think I get about let's see how much battery I get. So I get screen on time of about 6 to 7 hours, which I think after 13 months of using a phone, I want to say is fantastic. Now, you should know that I don't use Instagram that often. I only use it for work nowadays. I use the camera a lot when I am not at work. Sometimes at work also, it's very helpful to have a phone like this when you're trying to shoot something. WhatsApp is consuming a lot of battery. YouTube consumes a lot of battery, and I'm not the kind of guy who ever works on the low battery mode. Like, I just find it very strange. So if my phone is at 20% or 18%, also I rush to charge it. And which brings me to my second point: the accompanied charger is very good. You can probably charge this phone from 20% to 90% in about 50 minutes. I think that's fair. And at 90%, you're at least content. Okay, now I don't need to worry. I can go about my work day. I can make calls. I can record a couple of videos. Um, the other thing about this phone that I have to admit I love, even after using it for 13 months, is the camera. Apple knows its camera so well. Just so you know, this is being shot on an iPad Pro 9.7 inch, and you can see that despite being a 3 or 4 year old iPad, this is doing such a good job. It's even telling you that I have red skin here because I itched. So the camera on the device, I think, is one of the better things. And the photographs are absolutely stunning. I'll see if I will. I'll probably include 5, 10 photographs. I also do YouTube. Hello guys, welcome to my world. All my videos are shot on this iPhone. I also have another like point and shoot camera. This is the RX100 M6 or RX100 6. Great camera, great quality, very good audio, not too heavy, has a nice screen, has everything, but I still prefer going to my iPhone. It's just easier. Sometimes the quality is more striking. I think Apple, what Apple does is that it actually, tends to take up, it has a very good auto sensor, which senses the kind of mode you are looking to shoot in. If I'm shooting in no light, it does a good job. If I'm shooting in the morning in daylight, fantastic. If you take photographs of trees with this, you will forget any other camera. So the camera has been amazing. The battery life, like I said, has been amazing. Now I'm going to talk about something which not a lot of people talk about, but I think it's pretty true. If you are a reader and you want to use your phone for reading purposes, I think there's probably nothing out there which is as good as this screen. Like it is absolutely amazing. I'm just trying to focus with my iPad, trying to click on it. So yeah, the screen is absolutely amazing. Great contrast, great black and white. The True Tone is display is out of this world. The brightness, believe it or not, guys, I seldom keep it at 100%. More often than not, I probably have it at about 75% because the screen display is super fantastic. Now let's talk about the build quality. Build quality, I feel that this phone is so well built. I haven't dropped it much. Like I said, I'm not much of a dropper. And I usually have it in this ugly ass case. This is a Spigen kickstand case. If you have either of these iPhones, the 12 Pro Max or the 11 Pro Max, consider getting this, because what this does is that it just sits like this. You can put it on any surface and you can watch what you're watching. But I'm so bored of it at this point. I don't care for it. And I'm trying to I'm I'm trying to not buy the new iPhone, and I really don't think it's better than this. And it's worthy. I mean, I'm sure it's better than this, but I'm sure it's not worth getting it just now. So I think the display is fantastic. It's a very durable phone. Even after using it for 13 months, I think this is a very good looking phone. Of course, there are a few scratches, or rather, smudges which have developed because I've used the case with it, but I haven't been rough in my handling, and the phone is in probably better shape than my camera is allowing. And so there you go, man. I just wanted to let you guys know that I think it's still a very good purchase. If we speak about stuff like speed of applications and everything, I think you can't go wrong with Apple. Let's say also another thing which I love about this phone is the speaker. It is such high quality, like jokes aside, I love the speaker on this phone, and I think Spotify runs like a dream on the iPhone. It even works better than Apple Music. Apple Music is crap. Gripes with this phone: Siri hates my accent. It hates the way I talk. Hey Siri,
Mm-hmm.
play music by U2.
Now playing you too.
Okay, okay. Okay, it's probably a quiet room, but who sits like this in this fire-like setting and goes like, "Hey Siri," I don't talk like, I don't speak like that, dude. I'm doing 15 things and then I'll be like, "Hey Siri, play YouTube," and it'll be like, "Oh, okay." You know, I don't know if it heard me that time. But Siri is terrible. It's become worse, by the way, with the 14th, iOS 14. Now, iOS 14 is a battery hog. If you have an iPhone and you don't want to upgrade, let me just tell you a few tricks to to save your battery, not kill your battery. You can go to privacy in settings and switch off location services. It doesn't have to be on all the time. Hello. You can also go to the search menu and choose, just search for reduce motion and make sure it's on. What that does is that the parallax effect is cancelled and you get 1 or 2 more hours of battery. Besides that, make sure your background app refresh is off. If you don't know that by now, I don't know what to say to you. Some good tech, tips, I would imagine. Now, getting back to the 11 Pro Max, I'm happy to have this phone. I don't see enough reasons to get the 12 Pro Max. Besides, I forgot to tell you, this is a 256 GB variant. I'm constantly running out of space because I love taking videos. An average 5 to 10 minute video would be about a gig, and I have quite a few. I don't have any music saved on this anymore because I just use Spotify for that. And if anything, I can download it with a click. Let's see how much space I have left right now as we are talking. So I have 28 GB available. I recently freed up 30 GB. I realized my podcasts were taking 17 GB, whereas I don't even use the podcast app. So it automatically, downloads your subscribed podcasts. I wonder why they do that. Maybe to super inflate podcast downloads and make it seem popular to advertisers. I think that's why they do it. So that's your podcast. What else do I use on this phone? I keep it very simple. I like to use Google Maps. I think Google Maps on the iPhone graphically looks superior to Samsung Galaxy S20. The call quality is fantastic. I have Wi-Fi calling, and that is such a boon in Delhi where I live. If you have Airtel, you don't need to worry about having good signal or not. You can simply connect to the Wi-Fi and you can talk on the phone. If you are considering buying this second-hand, please take a good look at and judge the character of the person selling it to you, because there's a certain kind of person who takes care, and then there's a certain kind of person who is just reselling and is not safe. So beware of those kind of people. I would say don't buy the phone from somebody who is less than, 25, 30, 35. Just generally more reliable people in life, I got mine firsthand, and I don't regret it. Now, I have used almost every generation of the iPhone since the iPhone 5. I used the iPhone 6, 6S, 7, 8. I didn't use the 10. I thought it was stupidly expensive. And after the 8, I even let go of the iPhone for a while. I used the Samsung Galaxy S9 and I used the Pixel 3a XL. Pixel 3 XL is a fantastic phone. And that became my main phone. And then I went to this. In comparison to Android, I now think iOS is a little better. And I just think that's because the apps just work a little better. The keyboard typing experience I can fly on this. I also think it has pretty good dictation if you have clear speech like I do. It just typed what I said. So, it does fantastically, really, good for maps, good for battery, an amazing gallery. The gallery experience right now with the iPhone is fantastic. It's very smooth. I still find my S20 a bit sluggish in comparison. WhatsApp works perfectly fine. If you're an Instagram person, this is your phone. The videos are out of this world. And really, I see very little reason to upgrade right now, other than the battery issues I spoke about. But then, what's the big deal, man? I have a fast charger now and I can change it. Does it freeze? Yes, it freezes. At times, you'll be in an app, you'll be on the final stage, and it'll freeze on you. It'll probably go quiet for 20 seconds and then it'll probably come back. And it's funny how that happens when you're doing something very important. So yes, it does freeze. It is waterproof. I've never had any issue with that. If you are going to put this in water, please look into waiting for at least 5-10 minutes before you can actually use it. Sometimes even an hour, sometimes even a day. Because depending on how deeply you submerge it in water, the features like camera, like speaker, everything is kind of, I think as a preventive way, they just work not to the par. Now, I've spoken about everything, I think, guys. It's a great phone. I think you can get the 11 Pro Max right now, probably the second-hand version you can get for a decent price, or you can actually consider buying the 12 Pro Max. And who should get the 11 Pro Max or the 12 Pro Max? People who have an older generation 6. Oh my God, throw that shit phone away. I don't care. Throw it away. 6, 6S, 7. These kind of people should really upgrade. If you have a 6 Plus or 7 Plus, you should upgrade. If you have an Android and you're happy with it, be happy, man. But if you are looking for a change in life, and you like taking photographs and you like doing your own thing, this is fantastic. It's a very good microphone. The audio notes are still very impressive. iOS does a bunch of things, to keep it relevant. It's an amazing reading device. I can read books on this. I don't ever use Netflix on it. I use a lot of YouTube on it. It's good with banking apps. Face ID is very irritating. I don't like it. I wish there was Touch ID. You have to sometimes wipe this, and then the photo quality just goes from B to A. So I would give the camera full marks. I would give the build quality full marks. I would give the screen quality and the display full marks. So yeah, 11 Pro Max, even after 13 months, is very impressive. Man, I can speak. All right, guys, I'll see you when I do. Cheers then.